For more on the terrorist attack in Russia, let's bring in retired U.S. Air Force Brigadier General John Teichert, who also served as Assistant Deputy Undersecretary of the Air Force. General Teichert, this is a classic terrorist attack, soft target. You know, people sitting in their seats watching a concert, I should say. And all of a sudden, guys storm in with automatic weapons and start shooting the place up. What's the motive here?
John, ISIS is at war against modern humanity, and they don't have a state sponsor, but they thrive in ungoverned areas. They have plenty of reasons to have concern with Russia over time in Afghanistan, Chechnya, and Syria. But this is just their attempt to attack modern humanity. And sadly, it happened there at that concert last night in Moscow.
And Vladimir Putin is using the opportunity to blame the Ukrainians.
That's traditional Putin to try to use such a horrific act as a pretext to stir up nationalistic fervor to continue his war of aggression in Ukraine. There's no reason for any of us to believe that that is true, but Putin will use this sorrowful terrorist attack to his advantage in any way possible.
Yeah, the terrorists apparently wanted revenge for Russia's support of Bashar al-Assad.
We don't exactly know what their motive is, but Russia is active there in Syria and is supporting the Shia regime of Assad in Syria against those ungoverned areas that ISIS is hoping to take advantage of. And that could be one of the reasons they're willing to attack within Russia. But there are a plethora of reasons, and they don't need one particular reason. Again, they're just looking to attack modern humanity.
The United States apparently warned Putin and the Russians that some kind of trouble was afoot. Not only did he blow it off, but he suggested that even the warning was an attempt at subterfuge directed toward his government.
He did, John. We have a longstanding policy across administrations in the United States of duty to warn. When we have a specific, credible piece of intelligence that indicates a terrorist activity against a civilian population, we did so actually to the benefit of Iran 2 months ago. And this is just part of U.S. policy. And again, Putin will use whatever spin he can to his own nationalistic advantage.
What about Iran? Does Iran have any fingerprints or possible fingerprints in this attack, do you think?
John, they don't. This is a Shia country, Iran, against a Sunni organization in ISIS. And Iran, while they are a large state sponsor of terrorism around the world, they do not have any affiliation with ISIS. In fact, in many ways, ideologically and otherwise, ISIS is the antithesis of what Iran is trying to achieve in the Middle East.
So these guys got into Russia, shot up the concert hall. Apparently, they have been arrested, or so we are told, by the Russian authorities. But it raises an awful lot of questions about what's going on at our southern border, because we don't know who among the millions of people have just walked into our country, who they are.
John, you are spot on that we don't know how many members of Hamas are in the United States, or Hezbollah are in the United States, or ISIS are in the United States. And every day we are vulnerable because of the feckless Biden policies at our southern border that allow those to enter that we have not vetted to make sure that they are in the best interest of the United States.
So what are the chances? Maybe you can't assess that, but what are the chances that something like this takes place here as a result?
Our intelligence organizations are very active in trying to understand the nature of activities by large multinational terrorist organizations like ISIS. And so while it is a possibility on any given day that our organizations, both internal and external intel and security, are doing their best to protect the American people.
Let us hope they succeed, because it's a big job. Retired U.S. Air Force Brigadier General John Teichert. General Teichert, thank you.
Thank you, John.